Lately we've been talking about place value, which as we learned is the value of a number in a series of numbers. So as a refresher, that can mean the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions place, and so on. Today we're going to use that knowledge on place value to round numbers to those given places. So what does it mean to round? A good way to look at rounding is to ask yourself, which number is it nearest to? So let's keep that question in mind as we look at this first example. The first example says, round to the nearest hundredths place, and gives us the number 738. I'm going to go ahead and underline the place value I'm looking at, which in this case, the hundredths place, is the 7. Referring back to our rounding question, since the place value we're looking at is in the hundredths place, we then ask ourselves, is this number closer to 700 or 800? I went ahead and drew a number line so you can visually see what the question is asking. Marking 750 as a halfway point, I placed 738 around here. So which is it nearest to? Looking at the number line, we can see that 738 is closer or nearest to 700. So 738 rounded to the nearest hundredths place is 700. However, we can get the same result by following some simple rounding rules. There are only 4 rules to remember. If the digits to the right is 4 or less, let it rest. If the digit to the right is 5 or more, add 1 more. Then, look to the right, add zeros in sight, and everything to the left stays the same. So the example says, round to the nearest 10,000th place. So again, to help us remember which place value we're rounding to, we first need to underline the number in that place value, which in this problem, the number in the 10,000th place is 4. Now, this is where the rounding rules come in to help us determine what to do to the underlined number. Looking to the right of the underlined number in the 10,000th place, we have a 3. What do the rounding rules tell us to do if the number to the right is a 3? 4 or less, let it rest. So we're going to let the underlined number in the 10,000th place rest and remain a 4. What do the rules tell us to do next? It says, then look to the right at zeros in sight. So every number to the right of the 10,000th place is going to become a 0. But what do we do to the number in the 100,000th place? The last rule says, and everything to the left stays the same. So this 2 is just going to remain a 2. And that's it. So 243,571 rounded to the nearest 10,000th place is 240,000. But what if the example asked us to round to the nearest thousandth place? We already know the first thing we need to do is underline the place we're rounding to, which now is the 3 in the thousandth place. Next, we look to the number to the right. It's a 5. A lot of students get confused on what to do when it's a 5, but remember, our rule tells us if the digit to the right is 5 or more, add 1 more. So we add 1 to the underlined number in the thousandth place, which makes that 3 become a 4. Then, look to the right, add zeros in sight. All the numbers to the right of the underlined number become a 0. And everything to the left stays the same. So that 2 and the 4 are going to remain the same. So that gives us 243,571 rounded to the nearest thousandth place is 244,000. Now, using those rules, I want you to try some on your own. Do your best and we'll go over them in class tomorrow. See you then.